Hey up me ducks, it's Simon here, how we doing? Do you know, I really look forward to this time of the day. I really do. It's like coming home. Let me, if I can get the live chat to appear, there we go. There's always a bit of a lag and a delay, but yeah, it's lovely to see everybody. And like I say, it really is an enjoyable part of the day for me, this. I'm really gonna miss it when we're at the new normal, whatever that might be. But before everybody files in, let's do a quick hello to everybody. Grab my iPad. So who have we got in and chatting? First in, wow, at 20 to 4. That was an hour and 20 minutes ago. Doesn't normally show comments that far back. It normally wipes them out. But anyway, Marina, Witcher Whimsy, Ms, Rose, Laurie, Luna, the Queen of Kooky, I love that name, Blue Crescent, Donna, hello, that Tarot Lady, Sandra, whose tag I'm going to be doing today, I'm looking forward to doing that, Karen, Patsy, and we've got the Wild One, Shane, morning, Thought Thingy, who else? Blue Crescent, LG, Inked Witchy Girl, Stray Cat, Jamie, Nancy, Elle, oi oi, the Smileland, Karen, I think I said you, Karen, Jackie, hello Jackie, Maharet, Annie, B-Jam, hello, Zane, hello. Who else? Liminal Lark, nice to see you. And Trisha. Belle Mirror. I've not seen you for a while. How are you doing? Robin. Mima or Mima Taylor. Nice to see you. I've not seen you before as well. Dan, how are you doing, Dan? How are you? I've not spoken to you for a while. I do apologise. Been busy with work and stuff, but I hope you're doing okay. Patrice, Grey Hayes, Hen, hello Hen, you've stayed up late again. Tycon, Amanda, Nicole, Freddie, Luna, Liminal, I think I've said you though. Eternal Cycles Tarot by Kate, hello Kate, Rhonda, All That Is, Sue, Kay, Ellen, I think, oh, Wiccan, hello Wiccan, nice to see you. And I think I'm properly alive now. I think I'm 100% recovered. That's brilliant news. Sean, hello Sean. And Kay, the other Donna, Essence 818, hello my love. Yeah, and that's everyone, and Ellen who's just come in. So anybody that comes in from this point, welcome to QuaranStream number 30. I was doing the maths earlier and I thought this is the 8th week, so surely we should be at 40 by now. But a few days were missed, and of course we miss for the Thursdays, don't we? So there's 8 of them to take out, 8 Thursdays because of throwback. So it's 8 weeks. It's right. So, hope everybody's doing okay. Things are changing gradually here in the UK. So tomorrow, as from tomorrow, we are not under stay at home anymore. Our new kind of mantra is be alert or stay alert rather than stay at home. So we can go out as often or as long as we want. We must still be 6 feet apart. We can only meet with one other person outside of the home, which is a big thing because we've not been able to meet with anybody outside of our home. So one person from each home meeting up for the purpose of activity, but not to go to each other's house or anything like that. So things are moving. Businesses and hotels, hospitality, things like that won't open until the 5th of July. So we've still got all of this month and all of June to get through yet. But And small retail businesses may be able to open in the next couple of weeks, depending if they, you know, can put measures in place. So things are starting to change a little bit, but for the time being, I'm still going to be working on home. I'm still not on lockdown as such, but because I'm working from home and we're still kind of quarantining, I will continue with the QuaranStreams. Because I enjoy them, and I know from feedback I'm getting that a lot of people appreciate them as well. So stay scared shitless. Yeah, well, it is scary, isn't it? It is scary, but we've got to do everything we can. I'm a little bit short there. There we go. We've got to do everything we can to try and just minimise the risks, haven't we? And still try and start to live a life again as well. So that's great to hear. Yes, welcome back to full health, Dan. So no excuse now when you're going live. Oh dear. And oh, Mendy's here as well. Nice to see you. So, oh, and Rob. Hello, Rob. So we've got over 8 people. So shall we start? So today, as you can see from the title of this is hashtag lockdown helpers, which I think is a fab idea for a tag. And it was started by Sandra over at the Whispering Well. And she did it yesterday, I want to say. I think it was yesterday. I certainly saw it yesterday. It's just, when we're talking of days now, it's really weird, isn't it? Because every day is running into one, and what feels like was 2 weeks ago is like actually a month ago. And you just don't know where you are. I'm back to my part-time job tomorrow, still furloughed from the primary job. Yeah, I'd imagine you would be for now. And they're extending that to October, aren't they? That's today's headline, where businesses can support staff. And Hen says she loves this tag. It's a really great idea for a tag. So the idea is we talk about, or show, or a combination of both, our lockdown helpers, the things that have helped us or are helping us through this lockdown period. So I've got a few things to show you and a few things to talk about as well, because obviously if I'm talking about like TV programs, I can't really show them unless I was doing a pre-recorded. I could put a little box to appear on the screen, but you can't do that on a live yet. So where to start? Let's start with drinks. So as you know, I'm a coffee lover. And I have to have my first coffee of the day. Have to, and I have to have it in bed. I get up, I make my coffee, I get back into bed with my coffee, and I check my social media. And then I have one when I finish work. I have them through the day, but I like that one when you finish work, which is the one I have with you guys. But if I'm needing a little bit of, you know, if I'm having a bit of a wobble or a little bit anxious about things, then a tea that I'm really enjoying at the moment is these, which is, it's called Private Selection. They do a few in a range. And this one is the Honey Lemon Ginseng Green Tea. And it's really nice. Now, I'm not a huge green tea lover. I prefer, well, I like red tea that Marsha sent once, but these are really, really nice. So, and they just, I don't know, they just, when you sip it in that nice, I always have a clear glass with clear cup with a handle when I have flavoured teas or fruit teas or herbal teas. But there's something really calming and relaxing about this. And I particularly like this one, which is the Honey Lemon and Ginseng Green Tea. Dan says, I love green tea. Just started getting into rooibos. Yeah, rooibos. I like that as well. I used to drink that a lot in the 90s, actually. Yeah, so that's something I really like to drink. While we're talking, because it's kind of sensory stuff, isn't it? The things that we enjoy, and if we are feeling quite anxious, then sensory things tend to have an effect. So let's talk next about smells and things. So I've mentioned many times my favourite room spray, which it's room or fabric, but it's called a sacred space spray. So you can spray it over your sacred spaces, and it's by Spirit Earth, and this one is the White Sage and Palo Santo. And this instantly just is a very beautiful and calming smell. It's just wonderful. And somebody, when I mentioned this, when I did my travel altar, because I keep a bottle in there as well, I've got quite a few bottles, somebody mentioned that it was hard to get. All the shop is closed currently. I really hope it isn't a permanent closure. Oh, hold on, Karen. Spirit Earth have closed up shop. Did you know? Have they closed up permanently, or is it just closed during this situation? Because I'll cry if I can't get this. And every time, had some Palo Santo sticks, smell nice. I've got some Palo Santo incense, which is nice. And then I've got Palo Santo as well. I think that's what you might be talking about, isn't it, Ben? But yeah, so that's something I really enjoy. For wearing, I've showed this as well, the Nag Champa perfume oil is gorgeous. And I've got one that I have out on my desk because I put it on each morning. So when I get up, after I've had my coffee in bed and everything like that, and I come and sit at my desk just before I do the reading and my readings and things like that, I always put some of this on. And you don't need a lot. It's very oily, and around my, it smells so nice. I got this from a little shop in Nottingham called Ice 9, and it's not expensive at all. It's £5 for a bottle. So yeah, I've got 2 at the moment. So Nag Champa perfume oil. It's a nice one, and that helps to calm you down as well. I was searching for this oil. Where did you buy it from, Simon? Oh, what? Oh, of course, you're in the same city, aren't you? Ice 9 in Hockley. So, and there's a few people in the room that's been to Ice 9 because I've taken people there. Ice 9, I'll be getting some of that. Yeah, in the, where all the incense stuff is, by the far end of the till. It's on that back wall. Okay. Also, now I thought I had ran out of all my oils that the lovely Kathy Kerr had sent me. But I was sorting out, because my bedroom lamp broke, and I thought it might have been a bulb. So I was sorting out my bedroom drawers, thinking I've got a spare bulb in here somewhere. This was about 3 weeks ago. And I found this one that I'd only just started to use. So I've got nearly a full one left. And this one is called, she makes them all herself. This one is called Simon and Frank. So it's got frankincense in it. And the way she makes them, and she's got these roller balls in them. So they're great for your temples if you are feeling anxious. And they're blended, obviously, so you can put them directly on skin because that's what they're meant for. There was one I really used to like that I've used up now called Kick the Ick. And it was to put on the base of your feet. And at first I was like, on the base of your feet? But it was lovely, especially if you go into bed and you want to wear some bed socks or something like that, and rolling this around your feet and putting the socks on was really nice. But I really like the Simon and Frank that she made for me. It's got my name on it. I was like, yay. I just saw my name, I think. B-Jam, it is. I love when Simon took me there. Also in the Mystic Moon in Sherwood. Yeah. And we went there as well for the UK Tarot meetup. So, are you buffering, Melissa? Anybody else buffering? Still a fan of Florida water. Yeah, I've always got that on my desk as well. Florida water. I haven't included it. That's why. No, anyway. But this is good for cleansing spaces as well. or using as a room spray or wiping down. But yeah, Florida water is great. So that's it. Well, not entirely it for smells. Candles. There's a shop in Derbyshire, I've mentioned it before, called On a Wick and a Prayer. And I love theirs. And there's two that I like. There's the Oud and Amber, which I've run out of because if I buy one, it's constantly lit from when I wake up to when I go to bed. So they only last about a week. But I also like their Arabian Jasmine. And they're so nice. And when you go into the shop, it's a factory shop, so you can actually see them making them as well in the little village of Tissington, just outside Ashbourne in Derbyshire. So I love that. And it's nice to light next to your bed, like an hour before you go to bed as well. It's just beautiful. And there's something about smells, isn't there? That's really calming and comforting. So with it, you know, having this tag about, you know, our helpers, our lockdown helpers, things like this is really, really nice. So I like that as a product. I also like a few Yankee candles, and I have one on my sacred space that I light as well in the evenings. Incense, my favourite incense, I've kind of decanted out of their boxes and put it into my wooden box, which is down by my Buddhist shrine, is the Nitri Raj. That's my ultimate favourite. I just love it. But I'm really into these less smoke Japanese ones at the moment. And I've shown it before. I've got this little tray that you just drop them into and they just burn away. My two favourites is frankincense and also the cedar wood, which I've again taken out of the box because I bought a bulk of them. Oops. And I have the little sticks. There's about 150 in there. But there's no stick. It is pure incense. So you just light the end, drop it in, and they just completely burn. So no leftover sticks like you get with, you know, your regular incense. So they're really nice. And I'm really enjoying these rope incense. Now this is what Jessie sent me, Jessie Driscoll. And it's just a rope that's twisted. This one is rose. And you just light the end. In fact, I may as well show you. You can light either end really, but I usually go for the thick end. And then all you do is you drop it into a dish or whatever. And that's really nice. And that's rose. And it doesn't burn for long. It burns for about 15-20 minutes. But it's really nice. And it's got a lovely, lovely smell. One of my favourite candle scents is Capri Blues Volcano. I've not heard of them. I would love to find a dupe candle oil. Yeah. Can someone recommend a good brand for sandalwood incense? I would go with, I'm not sure if I've got sandalwood. I've got a drawer. In fact, I should show you the drawer, but I probably can't get it out now. But it is full of incense, absolutely. Chock-a-block full of incense. But the, you know, the that one's on frankincense. They do a sandalwood in that, and that's really nice. So I would try something like that. Okay, where was I? Where was I up to? Incense. I should have shown my favourite incenses when I created this tag. Yeah, so that's it in terms of smells and things, the oils, the candle, the incense. Another kind of sensory thing is taste. Now, I could sit here and say, oh yeah, over the last 2 months I've come for on this and this, but I'm trying to really be more conscious now about what I'm having. At first, I was giving myself a bit of a break and thinking, well, you know, worldwide pandemic, we've got to have a few treats. I can't go out, I can't do this. So I'll have a few treats. And then I was conscious that old patterns were coming in again. So I've really tried to be more focused and have things that are healthier but still naughty. So I've got I shouldn't use the word naughty. Kelly Bear tells me off for using the word naughty because she said you shouldn't have that relationship with food, and she's right. But when I say naughty, it's like, you know, little naughty trees. And when people say, well, shouldn't really, everything in moderation, right? But I've got this book called Fakeaways, and it's great because if I think to myself, I just fancy a pizza, then there is a Slim and World version of pizza you can make. Tonight, I've got sausage, chips, and beans. But the Slim and World sausages, the Slim and World chips, and I've got my beans. But I'm a bit of a saucy person, and I can't have food bland. And my downfall was always like mayonnaises and sauces. So I'm really loving, at the moment, lighter than light mayonnaise. It's only 11 calories for a tablespoon. You get quite a bit on a tablespoon. And that's nothing. So this is a real lifesaver because I like mayonnaise on chips. For the American people in the room, that's not crisps. That's our potatoes cut into wedges. Like your fries, but thicker. But I really like the lighter than light. There's also a salad cream, which is 70% less fat, and that is really good as well. But yeah, I'd rather have mayonnaise or salad cream on chips than I would tomato ketchup or brown sauce. So, although I love barbecue sauce, but that can be a little bit high in calories and things. So that's it for that. Crystals. So 3 crystals in particular I have found really useful for Hermit's Cave. You need an air dry fryer. I do, but they're so expensive. Sin-free. I know, I really want one, Queen of Kooky. My sister had one and she did roast potatoes in them. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Ooh, Simon. What, Amanda? What? Ooh, what? Crystals. So there's 3 I want to mention. Everybody knows my favourite crystal is malachite, but you know, I've got malachite all around me. I could just grab, you know, reach for it and grab my malachite stuff. And my little malachite duck again that Jessie sent me, which I adore. But in terms of lockdown helpers, these have really helped. The first one I want to mention is my Shiva Lingam. This is a brilliant grounding stone from India. It's supposed to be phallic, that's the whole point, Shiva Lingam. And it's supposed to be for fertility and stuff like that as well. But it is wonderful to sit and meditate with, or to hold in your hands and just really ground yourself and bring yourself back into the present. So my Shiva Lingam has really come into its own, and I keep it next to me on a little side table by the couch, because that's kind of where I sit when I'm not at my desk working. And I can just reach for it, and it's absolutely brilliant. Another one that I really like is my petrified wood, and this is a beautiful piece that I've got. It's quite a large piece. It's rough on one side, which I really like, and then it's polished on the other, and again it's really good. Now this I've just put into my travel altar as well, but we're talking about lockdown helpers, and up until last week before it went into my travel altar, it was again next to me on the little side table so that I could grab it. And I just like to sit with this, you know, just listening to some music or just relaxing, but it's a tactile thing and I really like it. I love petrified wood. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful piece. Again, this was from Sherwood, BJam, so not far from you, at the Mystic Moon shop. The last crystal I want to mention, which really helps me, and you guys don't know this, But whenever I go live, I have usually this or a smaller piece either in my pocket, and that is my blue calcite for communication. Because believe it or not, I am somebody who is quite shy. Don't always find words that easy, and you know, in meetings and things, if I'm doing training, I've always got blue calcite or blue lace agate on me, because it works with the throat chakra, and it really helps with communication and getting your words out, choosing the right words, not stumbling, that sort of thing. I gave my daughter Russian worry dolls over the lockdown, and I hear her using them every night before bed. Isn't that sweet? Yeah, I love Russian worry dolls. And anything that helps, yeah, to share, offload, it's very psychological, it's very therapeutic, isn't it? To, you know, even if you're writing your worries down and burning them, things like that, in a little cauldron, burning them and releasing them, there's something very cathartic about it. So yeah, so blue calcite I like to have with me, either on my pocket or where I'm holding it. Blue lace agate is great for that. Yeah, it is. So music, I can't show music, but I use Alexa a lot now for music, and particularly in the mornings if I'm about to do my reading. So I've got a bit of a playlist. I love Enya for being calm, staying calm. So if I'm feeling quite anxious, then I'll tell her to play some Enya. Sometimes some Kate Bush. I love Running Up That Hill. The way that song starts, even just thinking about it, all the hairs on my arm has just stood up. And if you haven't, then listen to it. Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Absolutely haunting. I love it. So yeah, Enya or Kate Bush. Sometimes I just ask to play ambient. It's called ambient for yoga and meditation, and that's really nice as well, particularly if you're doing some readings and things. Yes, Placebo did do a good version of that. Yes, they did. Or play nature sounds, and my favourite play nature sounds is rainforest or thunderstorm. Love it. There's something very comforting about a thunderstorm when you're on the inside, because it reminds you that you're in a safe space. And sometimes I feel quite panicky, but if I can hear a thunderstorm or rain and I know that I'm not getting wet and I'm not feeling cold, it reminds me that I'm in a safe space. So sometimes I find that very soothing and very comforting. What else? If I just want to dance around and act goofy and sing at the top of my voice, then it's Erasure all the way. I'm a kid of the 80s, what can I say? But put on Erasure song, Drama, Stop, Victim of Love, I just belt it out, dance around, sing, let it all out, all that pent up energy, particularly if I've been cooped up for weeks on it. I'm not at the ABBA stage yet. It hasn't got to me that much that I want to belt out, Lay All Your Love on Me. But Erasure did a really good version of that as well, because they did their ABBA-esque period in the early 90s when they covered a lot of Erasure songs. But can't beat a bit of Erasure to sing at the top of your heart. Can you record that, Simon? You dancing and singing. I wouldn't subject any of you to that. It's not a pretty sight. Let's have a family dance party video chat. Seriously, you wouldn't want that. In terms of viewing pleasure on TV, I'm thinking back over the last 2 months that I've been on lockdown. Tiger King, I know people have got views either way for it. It was trash TV, it was addictive viewing, and I binged it. I had a week off work in February. What month are we in? No, what month are we in? May. in April, I had a month off. I had a week off work. And in that week, because I couldn't go anywhere really, I binge watched Ozark, which, you know me with my ADD, I need to be gripped. I need to be hooked for my attention to last that long. And that hooked me right from episode 1 right through to episode 30. And I can't wait for next year. So that was good. For humour, I'm digging out the Golden Girls. They're coming back out. And Channel 5, I didn't know, Channel 5 have just started showing them right from the beginning, every day of the week on their cable channel. And I'm ahead of them, so I didn't even know. But it's good because I've only got up to season 4, and I can't get them now anymore. So I'm hoping that once I get past season 4, I can go back and watch some older ones. But they're timeless. You know, I can't believe they're 35 years old, but they're still timeless and still fun to watch. And I'm also really loving on Netflix Schitt's Creek. The David character, I love him. I think he is hilarious. He's really endearing. And it's got Catherine O'Hara in it, and she's amazing. You know, in Beetlejuice as the mum. Dale. I could just keep watching that bit over and over again. And she was the mum in Home Alone as well, wasn't she? But she's the mum in Schitt's Creek. But David, who's one of the writers, is brilliant. So they're really good fun to watch. And I've just started watching, literally this week, Gotham from the beginning. It's one of those things that I've really always wanted to have time to watch, but I've always ran out of time. But Gotham is, it's the early years of Batman from the point that Bruce Wayne's parents are killed. And I think there's about 5 seasons of that, and there's 23 episodes in a season, an hour each. It's going to take me a long time to get through that one. But I'm not really into comic book heroes, superheroes. Other than Batman, I've always been fascinated with the whole Gotham and Batman thing. I'm not really into any of the other stuff, but I do like Batman. So it's taken me a few years to find the time to watch it, but that's what this has helped me to do. I was watching a chit flick the other night, and it mentioned reading tarot cards and listening to Tori Amos. My husband burst out laughing. Is that the one where she gets the big smudge stick and smudges around, where there's a load of women going on a trip or something? I can't remember what it's called now. Let me just see if there's any more comments before I move on. Don't think there is. Oh yes, here's one. I've never seen Golden Girls. Lucian, rectify that immediately. For humour, just watch the news. No. Don't want to do that. Ooh, David. David's brilliant, Mendy. Schitt's Creek is the best show. He makes the show. He's so funny. I can hear something, but I can't work out what I'm hearing. It's not a vibrating crystal again, like before. Wow, I'm so behind on the comments. Here's another one. Over My Dead Body. That's what it's called. Oh, okay, the film you was on about. Hi, Kay. Penny Dreadful is on Netflix. Yeah, I tried to watch that once. I couldn't get into it, but... Oh, yes, B-Jam. No, Simon, that's what David's sister says. Yeah. Ooh, David. Alexis, yeah, and every time it only happens when Catherine O'Hara does it, and it's only happened since the 2nd series, but every time she's in the other room in the motel that they're in, she shouts, Alexis, my Alexa, starts responding, sorry, I could not understand that. I'm like, have you seen the movie A Might Wind? A Might Wind with Catherine O'Hara. a folk music mockumentary. No, I haven't. But I want to see it if it's got Catherine O'Hara in. What is that noise? Is it this? It's the rope thing burning. I've never heard it burn before. Okay, so that's the programmes and music. So, books. As you know, and I won't mention it, I'm still reading A Compendium of Witches, which arrived last week. Absolutely a phenomenal, beautiful, beautiful book. Story of a lady who had a vision, and during that vision, she was told that she would have 29 visitations. So, and the person who visited her was a deity called Bone Weaver, and she meets 29 people who all teach her a lesson. It's a really, really beautiful book. But for my lockdown helper, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. I love this. And I put this tab in it because all I do now, I read it, took me 22 minutes, I think, to read this from cover to cover. But now I just pull it open, a bit like an oracle, and I look at a message. And today's was perfect. Today's was, everyone is a bit scared, said the horse, but we are less scared together. And I just thought that was brilliant. So that's what I pulled it open on today. This is Waterstone's Book of 2020, and how apt. You know, that was revealed in January. If only they knew what 2020 would bring. Because this, it's just a gem. It's an absolute gem. The illustrations are beautiful. And you can just open it at any page. In fact, let's do one. Doing nothing with a friend is never doing nothing, is it? Asked the boy. No, said the mole. You know, there's little pearls of wisdom. Sometimes I feel lost, said the boy. Me too, said the mole. But we love you, and love brings you home. So I can't recommend this book highly enough for just that little pick-me-up that just lifts your spirits or warms your heart. And we all need a bit of that, don't we? Why is Shane a suck-up? You'd love Neil Gaiman's Art Matters. I would, because I love Neil Gaiman. What's Art Matters? Why do I not know of this? And what Shane said, all right, fam, pull it back to tarot now. Are they misbehaving? Well, I'm glad I've got Shane in here, keeping everybody. He's the sensible one. Keeping everybody in line, because I'm making them focus on tarot stuff, not nonsense. Way to go, Shane, way to go. Okay, so let's finish with decks. Because that's what we all want to hear about, isn't it? But I wanted to give a full rounded, all my helpers that I'm finding useful during lockdown. So we'll start with Oracle first. I am loving the Rain Coast Oracle. It's tarot sized. It is absolutely wonderful. I'm pulling one a day. I can't grab it because I've piled the Golden Girls and everything up, and I'll send everything crashing if I try and grab it. But the artwork in this deck is absolutely wonderful. And there is a message at the bottom. Real beauty is not reflected in mirrors. And it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Seek consultation from a friend. So I really love this deck. But of course, I've got to mention the Roots and Wings, because we have been doing QuaranStreams during lockdown, and this is our go-to, isn't it? This is what I pull a card from every single night that we do a QuaranStream. So my two Oracle decks that are really helping during this period is the Roots and Wings Oracle and the Raincoast Oracle. Now, in terms of tarot decks, there's 3 in particular that I've really, 5 in particular that have really been helping me get through lockdown. These first 2 are in the lovely Anne, who's been giving away bags in the Hermit's Cave group. This was the most recent one I've got. And for plain RWS, look how it's lined, really beautiful. I've been just using the regular Centennial, which is wonderful for an RWS. It's American. It's US Games cardstock, so it's really, really good cardstock. I love the kind of vintage feel to the cards. People who don't like the bright yellows, they've been toned down and muted quite a bit, but it's a really gorgeous deck. Anne's bags are nice. They really are, Ben. Really, really good. You managed to get one, didn't you? Sadly, they're only available for people in the UK because she makes them and gives them away free of charge and pays postage as well. So she can't do it worldwide. That was the first one that I won by saying, oh, I'd love one. And this is my Marseille deck, which is the Ozarks, Tarot des Ozarks, and I've shown this recently, so I won't show all of it again, but so gorgeous, the artwork in this. Let's show some, I was going to show some pips, but I have to show the Hermit there. It's really beautiful, and in spreads, it's stunning. But our Donna, show the full, Simon, I was going to say, our Donna, now I've seen it, I will never, ever be able to unsee it, pointed out, and in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, anybody ever noticed this about the Fool card? What on earth is that going into his mouth? I mean, what is it? I'm like, oh yeah, why have I never noticed that before? Though I still want it. Oh yeah, I mean, it's a bit saucy, isn't it? Of course, there's no guidebook because it's from Make Playing Cards. So it just comes in a shrink wrap or plain white book, you know, it's just a Marseille. So, but I'd love to know her thought behind that. Look at the devil. It's an amazing deck. So I've been using that. And during lockdown, right at the beginning of lockdown, is there something on the other side of his head too? I think it's another spear staff. Oh, where have I put it? Oh, I'm not sure where I've put it now. Why didn't I just put it on top or at the bottom? There we go. No, nothing on the other side. On the other side of his head, it's just squiggles, look. He's holding a staff, but what that is, I do not know. But yeah, so right at the beginning of lockdown period, and the second one, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get it because, you know, at the time, with what was happening, is my Carol Hertzer decks. And these have been brilliant. So I've got the Illuminated and the Starlight Illuminated. And it's only in the last few days, probably since I've been getting more into Shadowlands, which is the other one, my Shadowlands Tarot, which I'm adoring. This is the quality of an indie deck. It's thick, gilded, matte, and just beautiful. Becca's just received hers today as well, so we could do the full review on the Tarot Times. But yeah, this deck This is and I've got a light sun coloured for the illuminated for my morning one. And then I've got a night scene on the Starlight. But these are stunning. I've shown them all before, so I'm not going to show every card, but they are thick. And this is the thickest tarot deck that I have. They're really, really a thick deck. And then the Starlight has these gorgeous starry backs. It's too bright. There you can see, look, under the light. Hand painted, black speckles, and it's, I mean, look at the difference. So this is a nighttime, it's starlight, so it's about compared. So you've got like a light and shadow, morning and evening. And that's how I've been working with this deck. These decks, I should say. So they've got a darker tone, but the colours are still so incredible. Let me show you. Got to the Magician, didn't I? I've just got the Magician here, so I could give you another comparison. So that's the Starlight Magician, and then again you can see the difference, look, but they're still really beautiful. So I was really pleased that I got both, but I'd be happy with either. Yeah, so they're by Carol Hertzer, and it's the illuminated and the Starlight illuminated. So that's it for decks. So the oracles was the Raincoast Oracle and Roots and Wings. The decks that I've mentioned are the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith, the Tarot des Ozarks, me Illuminated and Starlight Illuminated, and the Shadowlands Tarot. They've been real great tools to work with during lockdown. Christine says, my Raincoast arrives today. There you go. Yeah. And we've just gone over, so we're doing all right for time. So thank you, Sandra, for creating this tag. It was really fun to do. It was quite easy for me to do, actually, because, you know, we're talking about things that are around us now that are helping us at this time. So, oh, Simon, don't. I really think I need the Starlight to go in my illuminated. I'm saying nothing. They are a lot of money. They're an investment. Although I think her new print run, they're a little bit cheaper than what I paid. They were $125 each. But I think, you know, they're a bit cheaper now because they're not as thick, but they're still a thick deck. And she's got a different printer, so she doesn't have to hand paint the backs. So, be right back, it's going in my cart. What is? Lucian, what are you buying? My lockdown helpers are the Next World Tarot, pocket size. Yeah, they're not it's hard to get here at the minute, but oh, but yes, it is a great tag, Sandra. So I hope people will play along. I'd love to see what your lockdown helpers are, and if oh gosh, I'm terrible at shuffling these cards. It's the rubbery feel of them. If you don't have, and if Sandra doesn't mind, if you don't have a YouTube channel and you still want to participate, then show us your lockdown helpers in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, if you want. That's gone really quick today. It has, hasn't it? This always goes quick. Oh, for God's sake. I think this is a record. 3 drops is in. Oh, also, I forgot these. Dominoes. Today's domino, for me, is a 2-3 tile, which is about secrets and trying to reveal the truth. So I'm really intrigued. But I've been pulling a domino each day, domino tile. These are the ones with the spinners on them, so you can see which way to read them. You see the spinner in the middle there. Imitation ivory. These are really hard hitting. They really pack a punch. Get it together, Simon. They really, yeah, they take no prisoners at all. Whether I'm just on a beginner's spate of having some real sort of, but they really, I told you what my first reading was, you know, complete ruin. And I'm like, well, at least the tarot gives you a little bit of cushioning, a little bit of hope. These just tell you, go back to bed. Forget today, go back to bed. It's like, oof. But I'm enjoying working with them. And in the Hermit's Cave, we've been pulling an Ogham stave every Sunday to learn the Ogham since the new year, since the beginning of January. And this Sunday, we come to the end. It's week 20. So we've got to the end of it. And I'm thinking of having the domino tiles replace it as a weekly study, because there are 26, is it? 26, 28 dominoes. So that will take us towards the end of the year. So I thought that might be a good thing to switch it over with. Where do we get meanings from dominoes? You can go to Kindle or Apple Books, and the book is called Buckland's Domino Divination. Or my book still hasn't arrived. I ordered it like a week or so ago and it's still not arrived. So anyway, let's pull a card before I drop more. Simon just told me to go back to bed. Not a bad reading. Yeah, go back to bed, everyone. Unfamiliar territory. So, are we feeling like a fish out of water at the moment? Are we I mean, when you think about territories that are unfamiliar, it means that we're feeling a little bit out of our depth, perhaps a little bit lost. Our surroundings aren't the usual surroundings. But think back to any point in life where you've been in unfamiliar surroundings, whether that's your first day in a new job, first day at school, or if you've moved house and you've got to get to know a new community. It doesn't take long to assimilate. It doesn't take long to find your place. And actually, isn't this a perfect card for what we're talking about today with our lockdown helpers? Because what I was just about to say is, wherever we find ourselves in a situation where things are unfamiliar, let's bring in things that are familiar to us to help us on that journey. So why I think in this card is really pertinent is, you know, what we're experiencing over the last couple of months is very unfamiliar. You know, we've not seen this in our lifetime, and hopefully we never will see it again. But bringing in things that mean a lot to us, you know, whether it's an old favourite book or a favourite crystal, you know, it helps us to bring some familiarity back in and help us to make sense of the current situation. So, you know, it's about adapting, isn't it? The best way we can, and not be fearful, because again, go back to being in the moment. Don't worry about the future. It hasn't happened, and who knows what it's going to look like. So stay present, be grounded, and whilst things might feel unfamiliar, just remember back to all those times when you've been in unfamiliar situations and how quickly the abnormal seems normal and the unfamiliar becomes more familiar to us. You've got this, guys, because we're all in it together. We're all weathering the same storm. Okay, so thank you everybody for being here today. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. I do look forward to doing these, really do. Tonight, the vote, well, I've just ended it. Vote Tuesday is the day that I end the vote for Throwback Thursday. So Triple Goddess didn't make it again. So it is the Dreaming Way Tarot on Thursday. But I've got another day yet. What am I talking about? There's Wednesday still to come. So tomorrow will be QuaranStream. Thursday will be Throwback Thursday. And yeah, and then there's something quite exciting happening on Saturday. It's not an interview, but it is a collaboration with somebody. And more about that later. I'm going to put the little poster and things together, but something to look forward to on Saturday. I'm very excited about it. Hooking up with an old friend. Thank you, Sam. I'm glad I swung by. It was lovely to see you, and it was lovely to see everybody here. 117 at the moment, so lovely turnout. Thank you, everyone. And I wish you all, you know, I hope you all stay well, look after yourselves, and go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be.